The bag was zipped shut and padlocked from the outside, and the key to the lock was also found inside the bag underneath the body. You're very floppy, right? And it'd be really like
there's limbs everywhere.
He was found in his fetal position like this kind of thing. It'd be very hard to do that with a body.
Mate, my clothes are floppy and I fit them in my bag.
No. It's like when you're trying to put a fitted bedsheet on.
So yeah, he was born in Anglesey, Wales, and he was a mathematical kind of genius when he was younger, who went to Bangor University, and he graduated with a first-class degree at just 17 years old. And in August 2010, a gruesome discovery was found inside his flat.
Peckish for answers, mysteries and conspiracies.
Welcome back to Peckish for Answers, episode 11.
No, 12.
12. Osscar, did you say that to me?
I just told him about 10
He literally just told me. Episode 12. I can't believe it. I am joined today with my lovely co-hosts, Osscar.
Hello.
And the disgusting Nick Rolfe.
Hello.
that laugh says everything. So today I am going to talk about the mysterious death of Gareth Williams.
Hang on, isn't he a rugby player?
It's a different Gareth Williams. It's a different Welsh Gareth Williams.
He's gay, isn't he, the rugby player? It's like the only gay rugby player.
I don't know, mate, all right?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Well, it's not about the gay Welsh rugby player, okay? It's about another Gareth Williams, okay? So, you boys don't think you know anything about this. I remember looking this up for the podcast, and I remember when I was younger seeing this on the news. It was quite big news back in the day.
It's recent?
No, not recent. It happened...
Yeah, but like since we were born.
In 2010.
Yeah, that's recent.
Okay. I remember seeing it in the news. It was quite big at the time. So
yeah, I have a feeling I might know what it's about.
You might.
I don't know off the top of my head, but maybe
based on you asking us to bring the bags. That's why I think I know what it is, but I won't say anything.
So, I'll get straight into it. So, in August of 2010, actually, no, I'll do some background. I'm going to do some background on Gareth Williams first. Okay.
Okay.
Just give you some background on him. So. He was quoted a boy genius when he was younger. So very clever lad. He was born in Anglesey, Wales.
Anglesey,
yeah. Sorry.
I
messed it up
because I should probably do that for all the other ones.
Yeah, Anglesey, Wales.
Also, Gleds would point that out straight away.
Yeah.
Like, how did you guys not point that out?
Yeah. That's the only reason I pointed it out. So I wouldn't let you.
Thank you. Right, So yeah, he was born in Anglesey, Wales, and he was a mathematical kind of genius when he was younger, who went to Bangor University, and he graduated with a first-class degree at just 17 years old.
All right.
So very clever guy. He then later earned a PhD at the University of Manchester. So then in 2001, he joined the GCHQ, which is the Government Communications Headquarters, as a signals intelligence analyst specializing in cryptology, cyber intrusion, and encryption. So he was kind of a codebreaker almost, and looked into codes that the UK government might want to get cracked or things like that. But then in 2009, so he had a very good career at the GCHQ. And then in 2009, he was he was loaned to the Secret Intelligence Service in London, the MI6. But apparently he reportedly struggled with the hierarchical corporate culture of MI6, and then just weeks away from returning to the GCHQ, he was found dead.
Interesting.
Yes. And I'm going to go into kind of what was found at the scene. So,
can I just ask quickly? So,
yeah,
how old is he like in 2010? Is this a while after his uni thing?
well,
when was he 17, Reese?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you. I can't remember if you said what
he
year
was
he went to uni.
31 years old when he died. So, work
okay,
out.
so it was only okay.
Yeah. So, he basically he was in a flat that was owned by. He lived in a flat in Pimlico. Is that Pimlico?
Oh, yeah,
Pimlico. I've done it, guys. I pronounced something. Pimlico, London. That was owned by the MI6. Okay, so apparently they have lots of flats. I didn't know this, but they own a lot of flats, and they put their agents in there. And in August 2010, a gruesome discovery was found inside his flat. Gareth Williams was found dead inside a padlocked sports bag. So when they came in, he was the MI6. He wasn't going into work for a couple of days, like I think it was almost a week at that point, and they kind of thought, "Oh, well, this is a bit strange. What's going on?" But so it was after a week though that he was last heard. So he's missing for days at that point. Police entered his top floor apartment to look where he what's happening, and they found that his naked body was curled up in a fetal position inside a red North Face holdall bag, like a sports
just
bag,
like yours, Nick.
Yeah, just like Rolf's,
It's just like mine.
Which was sitting in the bathtub in his apartment. The bag was zipped shut and padlocked from the outside, and the key to the lock was also found inside the bag underneath the body. Okay.
How did they do that?
I don't
Magic.
know. Magic.
Or
So,
2 keys.
There's usually 2 keys, isn't there, with a padlock? So.
There was some weird kind of things at the scene, though, that kind of gave alert. Obviously, the body being one in the bag is a big alert, but also the fact that it was being peak summer of August, the apartment's heating was turned up to full blast. Okay, and this accelerated the decomposition of the body, which led to making his toxicology and forensic analysis incredibly difficult. Because his body, because his body had
week.
The heating was totally. It was, if you think in a bag, heating's
that
full
would speed it
blast.
up,
Yeah,
but I still would think I don't know, but yeah, okay.
It was not impossible, but it was incredibly difficult for them to kind of get any forensic analysis of it. And the bathroom light was turned off. But the apartment was described as spotless. There was no sign of forced entry, no signs of a struggle, and shockingly, none of Williams' own fingerprints or DNA were found on the padlock, the zipper, or the rim of the bathtub.
But the bag or the bathtub?
The padlock of the bag, the zipper, and the side of the bathtub. There's no his fingerprints were nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And then inclusive DNA fragments from 2 identified individuals were found on the bag.
Do you say conclusive?
Inconclusive.
Oh.
So inconclusive DNA fragments from 2 individuals were found on the bag. His work laptop, his personal computer, and phones were laid out neatly on the living room table, and that's about it. Apart from everything else, his apartment looked very normal. It was clean. There was nothing going on that looked like there had been a struggle of anything, of any kind. So, with that just very kind of brief overview of the scene, what do you think's happened there? What do you think's happened to old Gareth?
I mean, I guess you're going to go into the post-mortem and they analyse if he had any injuries and they determine his cause of death. But obviously, assuming we don't know that at the moment, I guess there's 2 possibilities: that he was well, he must have been killed, really. Either he was killed in the apartment and then stuffed into a bag, or, which I think is probably more likely, he was killed outside, which explains why someone would put him in a bag to get him back into his apartment unnoticed, and then just stuck him in the bathtub. Obviously no one's, I mean, I don't know about his like family, why no one knew sooner that he was missing. Maybe he wasn't in touch with his family or whatever, but yeah, I can see how a week could go by, no one knows anything. Yeah, if they knew that cranking up the heating would decompose the body quicker, which would mean that maybe it would lead to less evidence against them, then yeah, I could see that. Just someone could have killed him. Yeah, don't know why, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a good theory there, Osscar. I think there's one that's slightly more obvious.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
you've got a smirk on your face. What's this theory going to be?
Gareth Williams, boy genius, guys. He thinks he's like he's probably pretty, he's pretty smart. He wants to, he gets to MI6 and there's all hierarchy stuff. And he's losing his he doesn't feel like he's achieving as much, or he doesn't feel like he's
as special
anymore. And so he decides, fuck it, I'm smart. I can do this. I'm going to be a magician. And so he's like, and he's probably he's practicing his tricks, and he's for his debut trick, he's going to lock himself in a suitcase and then get himself out. And he's practicing it in his apartment, but he doesn't get out.
Why turn the heating up?
Why naked?
Well, he's naked because the heating's so high, he's going to take his clothes off because it's getting too hot.
It's an endless cycle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
A contortionist, that's what they're called, isn't it? Things, yeah.
Okay. Good, both good theories. I think
mine's better.
Well, we'll see.
I guess you're going to give us more.
I'm going to give you some post-mortem kind of things, what they found on
magician
the body.
book found under his pillow.
yeah, like clown shoes or something.
Right, so there's a post-mortem, obviously, and the physical findings on his body. The post-mortem found there was no evidence of physical trauma, strangulation, gripping, holding, or restraint marks anywhere on his body at all.
Interesting.
There were some minor abrasions. So there was a small grazes and abrasions were found on the tips of Williams' elbows. And pathologists tested that these minor marks were consistent with him moving his arms inside the restricted space of the bag.
Oh, no way.
Potentially during
he's trying to escape. He's a magician. Yeah, he's a magician.
Potentially during a brief period of awareness as he was being overcome
that would be
by carbon
dioxide. That would be horrible.
Can you imagine being... have you... Because there's someone that died, isn't there? I think people were... I think it was his wife or something, locked him in the suitcase as a joke. And then she didn't let him out for an hour or something, and then he died. Yeah.
Damn.
Anyway.
That's my biggest fear, because we used to do that when we were little.
Everything's your biggest fear. Shut up. That's my biggest fear.
Okay, this one actually is my biggest fear. This is like,
we used to do locked up in a suitcase.
Yeah, we used to zip each other up.
Yeah, me and my little brothers, we used to zip each other up in suitcases and wheel each other around. But I don't know if I ever let myself get put in a suitcase. I put my little brothers in suitcases. And zip them up.
Yeah. You're psycho.
All right. Can you go back a sentence? The one you just said that. You said something that.
Well, because you were interrupting him. You didn't hear.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I was. Yeah. Sorry. That's
so obviously they thought that was him moving it inside the restricted space bag. They said theory of potentially during a brief period of awareness as he was being overcome by carbon dioxide. They noted that it was more likely than not that Williams was alive when he entered the bag, pointing out that the physical floppiness of a newly deceased body would make it incredibly difficult for an outside party to replace a corpse so neatly inside that specific size of a holdall. Okay.
Sorry, what?
The floppiness.
So they said the point out the physical floppiness of a newly deceased body would make it incredibly difficult for an outside party to place a corpse so
I
neatly
see.
inside.
What, as opposed to a scrambling human who's alive?
Yeah, apparently.
I guess
That-
it's
what?
like. Well, I guess it's like.
What do you mean? That makes no sense.
No, I think it kind of does. Like, if you think, what is it like? I don't know. It's like I can't really think of an analogy. Like if you're trying to
Basically,
no, that doesn't make sense,
basically, I think it's because if you're dead, you're very floppy, right? And it'd be really like
it's like there's limbs
the bit-
everywhere.
The
You
bit,
can't
the
get them
bit
all
he was found in his fetal position like this kind of thing. It'd be very hard to do that with a body.
Mate, my
like
clothes
when-
are floppy and I fit them in my bag.
No,
It's like when you're trying to put a fitted bed sheet on and it keeps coming off in the other corner.
They're not saying fitting. They're saying of how his body looked in the bag and how it was so neatly inside it, like compact. If it's a dead body, it'd be like flopping around, like you wouldn't be able to get the perfect position that he was found in.
I don't think it's
it'd be like this.
conclusive.
It's
though.
not.
Are you implying?
they're not-
Okay,
They're not saying it's impossible.
Are you implying that if you were to put a live body in there, it would crumple itself up into a certain position, whereas if you put it in dead, it would be harder to recreate that position?
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
that's
I think
what
there's
they're saying.
there's so many
That's-
loose
that's-
parts.
I mean,
that's what they're
like-
saying.
really, because I mean, I could probably put a body in a bag and put it into a fetal position.
Yeah, but if it's like floppy, it would like go that way or something,
What? No, that's so stupid. I don't like that.
I can
I don't
kind of
think
see
that's
it,
so
but I
bad.
don't think
I'm ignoring that.
Okay,
I'll half ignore it.
all right,
But I
fine.
don't hate it. Yeah.
So they came up with some possible causes of death. Obviously, the biggest one, they said that foremost forensic experts determined that the most likely cause of death was carbon dioxide poisoning via suffocation inside the bag, or they said an unknown poison. So they did say that. They didn't, they said that they know that if Williams was alive when the Red North Face sports holder was sealed, the build-up of CO2 would have caused a soporific.
I do not know what that word is.
It basically caused an effect, causing him to lose consciousness within 2 or 3 minutes before peacefully fading away.
What, suffocation?
Yeah, basically. Well,
Yeah,
not
okay.
peacefully, I guess, but
Does it say peacefully? Is that what you've written down?
It's not very peaceful. Yeah.
I guess.
I'd say it's probably
I
one
think-
of the
I
least
think-
peaceful ways to go. How are
I think-
you in
I think- I
peace
know,
when you're
to be fair, I
suffocating?
think your brain just shuts off there, doesn't it?
Pretty
No,
sure
but-
suffocating
no.
sucks.
That must be a pretty bad way.
I don't know. Anyway, but then because his body was not discovered until roughly a week to 10 days after his death, and the apartment radios, I've said this before, the whole body disappeared. So they couldn't take up. What is wrong with you?
Sorry. I just felt I
it's
thought
like
chocolate
someone
milk.
sawing a piece of wood or something. Ah.
I'm sorry, viewers, but Rolf has spilled chocolate milk on his beard, so now he's decided to brush his beard with a piece of bark.
Okay. So, was that the end of your speech bit? Or did
Yeah,
you
then
have
I just got
more?
distracted. Well, I had a
Yeah,
little.
yeah.
But,
Okay.
but yeah, basically, it was really hard because of how the body was found. It was really hard for them to kind of definitely determine a definite cause of death, and it was very kind of up in the air. But the coroner's verdict, Dr. Fiona Wilcox, did rule that William's death was criminally meditated and that he was likely unlawfully killed by a third party. Because she highlighted the total absence of William's own fingerprints, DNA on the external padlock or the room of the bath, so making it highly improbable he locked himself inside alone. But with that, actually,
How can he lock himself in? It's impossible.
Have you
like-
seen like what magicians can? Have you seen Houdini? Have you not heard of Houdini?
He can lock himself inside a suitcase, can he? With a padlock.
He's a boy genius, Osscar.
Yes.
So, interestingly, yes. So the coroner's inquest said it was criminally meditated. Okay. And there's some kind of things to back up that as well. So the Houdini feat, we've touched on it. So an escapology expert testified that it was virtually impossible for Williams to lock himself in the bag.
You fucking idiot.
Two experts in this made 400
experts.
unsuccessful attempts to replicate the feat.
Oh,
And
so
with
they
that-
tried to do
They
it.
tried.
How are they trying? I
with
want to see
that-
So
them
that was a
try.
really valid.
No, it
and
wasn't, because they
thing.
tried
And-
400
and-
times. They can do
They
it.
tried 400 times. So they obviously thought it was possible.
I'm going to stop you there, boys, because I don't think these experts were trying hard enough. You two are going to try and do this in your bags. So, viewers, I've asked them to bring along a bag, and they're going to try.
Yeah, but I can get. So
They're going to try. Osscar, shush. They're going to try and get into their bags and lock it, like zip it up and get in the bag to see if it's possible.
Yeah, I'll try
I just
it.
told you that's my biggest fear.
Yeah, I know.
Actually, yeah. What if we
Like,
both die on this podcast?
You're not going to get in. You're not going to get
I
in.
will get into my bag.
Yeah, Oscar's is a bit bigger.
Nah,
but
Yeah,
you're
also
not
Oscar's a
gonna-
bit smaller, so
No, I won't
You're-
get in. I won't
Osscar,
get into
you're
my
not going to
bag.
get to.
No, I think my volume is bigger than you, Nick.
I would like
yeah, maybe
you
wide.
boys to try this now for the viewers, because I think
But
the
also,
viewers would love to see this.
just before we do it,
Yeah,
there was a padlock on his. So
yeah.
we'd have to do this, and somehow, well, it's impossible
What if I can't get out?
unless you had a sewing kit inside.
You're so scared. Of course you can get. You're not going to get in, mate.
Well, just
Half-
don't do it all the way
half-
up. Just put your
half-
fingers
yeah,
in between
yeah,
the
yeah,
zip.
exactly.
You're not going to be able to get in anyway. Yeah. Mine is double the size of yours, and there's no way I'm getting in mine.
So
Do you want me to film it?
Yeah, how are we doing this?
I did think you boys could just, because you do on your phone, don't you? You could
I
just
can point
move
this
it
down. Probably.
Yeah.
Point
That's what I was
this down.
thinking. You just point it down. didn't you?
All right, let me try this. It's going to be.
See my messy room.
Oh, Rolf. Yeah, so Rolf's going to try and fit in that. Yeah, you're never going to fit in, Rolf.
I've still got my headphones on.
You can take them off.
Well, that's impossible.
Well, he managed to do it, so Osscar, you might want to go down a bit.
I can fit my knees.
It must be
Oh my
so.
god!
No. It was small. It was
Lift
bigger than
the
this.
camera up. Lift the camera up.
It was bigger than this. There's no way. I can't even fit my legs in.
Let's see. I want to see.
That's it. That's all I can do.
For God's sake!
No, that's it. That's the best I can do, I'm afraid.
Get really in there. Tuck in, mate.
But I don't know how to explain it to you, Reese. If you were to put me in a blender
I'll do it.
and pour me in this bag, I wouldn't fit.
Tuck you. No, you need to tuck. You're not tucking, boys. You need to tuck.
Trust me, it's impossible. It's actually, this
is-
bag is
this
too small.
This is as far as I've got in mind.
But his bag was about your size, by the way, Rolf.
No, it's not. It's not.
It is.
No,
It
it's
is.
not. No, it's not.
It is.
What, my
No, it's not.
You might be slightly bigger, but it's
It must
it's
be
about
much.
this-
No, it's got to be much bigger. This fits in a
Mine-
small section of an
Yeah,
airplane cabin.
mine is probably double the size of Nick.
I don't know how to explain this to you, Reese. If you could be here, you'd understand that.
What size was Gareth Williams' bag?
His bag
Was that a
size
dimension?
was
Me as well. You've injured
80. Okay, it was bigger than yours, Rolf. It was 80
80?
what? 80 by 48.
But bro, that's literally that's like 3 times the volume of my bag.
So it's about the size of Oscar's
My
bag.
bag is
actually.
40. My bag's
Oh, no,
40
no.
times 30.
I think mine's bigger than his.
Oh, this is kind of hard to get out of.
Mine's probably.
Well, you tried at least. That's what the viewers want to see.
Actually, I have a tape measure here. I'll measure it.
I think, yeah. So I think actually, Osscar, yours.
Mine's like
Bag.
probably a meter.
I don't know why, Rolf. I thought your bag was bigger.
Mine is.
Yeah, no, my bag's tiny.
Mine is 74 by 30, 36. So mine's basically his size, I think.
Yeah. Yours about his size. Yeah.
How big was this Gareth Williams? Was he a dwarf? Because that would be quite a lot easier.
He wasn't a dwarf, no. I don't know his height. Let me check.
He must have been fairly small.
I
need to point this out now. Get it back in prime.
His height, he was 5'7", so he's about your size, Osscar.
Nah, he's about 4 inches, 5 inches smaller than me.
Yeah, of course.
Because I'm like 6'1".
So, you boys didn't manage to do it. Bit disappointed.
What? Because my bag's literally.
You're a flexible guy.
Mine's 40. You know, it's 40 by 30, right?
Yeah, you're a flexible guy.
Not 84 by 48.
Mine was, mine's actually considered. Mine was only 75 by 36, so his is still
slightly larger.
12 centimeters wider and about 10 centimeters longer, whatever.
Yeah.
Was, so.
Well,
but yeah, I think
you tried.
I could see someone curling a little man up in one of those.
He's not little. He's 5'7". He's still like sizable.
Yeah, it's tiny.
It's about your size. He's literally your height. He's literally your height.
Basically a dwarf.
He's okay. You're calling yourself a dwarf. So yeah, there was that. Obviously, so those experts and you have, they made unsuccessful attempts of doing that 400 times. They tried.
Why would they try like on the 399th time of trying? What drove them to keep going to 400? Maybe it's just a nice round number.
It's a nice round number, mate. 400, isn't it? 200 each, I guess. So
also they're probably so close, which is also why you can do it. If they did it 400 times, that means that they must have been close enough. Like you wouldn't do it once, but there is no way you could do that. If you did it 400 times, you'd be like, oh, we might be able to do it.
Okay, but all of this still is useless if it was padlocked. That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, so I think that was where they got unsuccessful. They could get into the bag themselves, but there's pictures online of this guy doing it. He gets into the bag, but I think they failed a lot of the time on the padlock.
I don't know if I'm being stupid here. How do you have to be inside the bag to realise that you can't padlock it from the inside? Am I being stupid?
What?
When you're in the bag,
you lock it before you get in. Duh.
How is it ever going to be possible to padlock your bag shut? I mean,
no, you're not crazy. This is
you're not a fucking Houdini, mate. So you're not going to figure it out.
Yeah, but Houdini still obeys the laws of physics. He can't put his hand through a piece of material.
So I mean, this is what the coroner is saying. This is, there is no absolute chance that anyone can do this. This is ridiculous. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
I think Oscar's confused by the fact that it took them 400 times to realise that, until someone was like him and like, guys, you do realise you can't actually do it.
Well, yeah. Like I don't know. I don't know.
They thought maybe let's try.
Okay, I'll try.
Think outside the box, Osscar.
It's like you saying,
think outside the bag. Man.
I challenge you to try and turn on the oven while staying in this room. It's like, well, it's impossible.
Well, not necessarily. You're just not thinking. You're
not thinking. You're not thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, and the fact there was like no prints on the bag of his, like there was none of his prints there on the bathtub or the lock, so big kind of red flags of this is obviously some third party has obviously done this. So with that in mind, right, they've come out and said that the Metropolitan Police did a review in 2013, and they called it a tragic accident. So they launched a reinvestigation into it and concluded the death was probably an accident caused by a solo sex game gone wrong.
Ooh.
So because he's naked.
Yeah.
A solo sex game.
Yeah.
Oh, so they think he did it to himself.
What sex game was he playing?
Well, it's like autoerotic
asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, autoerotic asphyxiation. It's when you strangle yourself.
Have you not seen like the guys that like they'll do they get the belt attached like to a doorknob, and then like they like generally, and then they put it around their thing, and then they're like they have a wank.
Well,
And then,
so just buy themselves. Standing there.
yeah, they
because
like the feel.
it's
They
like
like the
the
feel of
feeling
like
of like lacking oxygen as well. Like
yeah,
you can't
like,
breathe.
Yeah, they like the feel of like being on like death's doorstep. It gives them a rush. Or I don't know.
Have you tried
There's
it?
a South Park.
I have not tried it. No.
What's
Why
that
don't you
belt doing
try
in
it?
the corner?
No.
It's hung on the door as well.
Just put that over there. So yeah, that's what they think has happened. They also, so there was leaks to the media that highlighted his private interest in said bondage, escapology, and though his family heavily condemned these leaks as state-sponsored
Yeah,
media
but
manipulation
obviously the family's going to heavily condemn them no matter what, aren't they?
to smear his character and cover up the hit.
Well, the family's always going to condemn that, aren't they?
Well, I don't know, maybe not, if it's true.
Yeah, but like, imagine just being like, it'd be pretty hard for you to just be like, you know, if you're the mother, to be like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, he was like,
Yeah, but
I
if
don't
they
know,
if they
maybe,
really
yeah.
did, if they really did, you know, believe that,
Yeah, I guess.
then they wouldn't want to keep this, like, I don't know, would that, like, that's just bringing more harm to more people. So I don't know. I don't know if they'd want that. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting because thing is, when I heard about this, when was this, in 2010?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember hearing about this at the
Yeah.
time, and I remember it being like, obviously I didn't look into it much when I was 10 years old, but I remember it being very much a case of, oh yeah, this is a spy that's been killed by the Russians, straight up. Like that's like what everyone was saying. It was like on par with the
Poisoning.
the guy that got the
Poison in
uranium
Salisbury.
pellet shot into him from an umbrella.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, in Salisbury. Quite close.
Yeah. So this in my brain, though, these two events are like linked in terms of like, they're both events of assassination of a spy. And okay, I know what you're saying, all these things, and like the Metropolitan Police are this and all that, but this guy was a spy.
No, he's on this. Well, yeah, he worked for MI6. He was more into the code breaking and stuff like that in cryptology. So kind of that's your. I was gonna kind of go for a break. So I guess that's your kind of theory, Rolf, that you think it's a Russian connection. You think a spy, like a Russian, has done that. Then
so obviously it's just he's spying on people, and you know, spies, you know, they like to have gruesome deaths on people, I guess, like burning them, things like that, and putting radiation into their legs. And I think what must have happened, I mean, it's interesting about the fact that he only has scuffs on his elbows, because that does imply that he got into the bag, because otherwise he'd have like bruises and stuff on him to imply like this
could have been like gun to the head, get in the bag now, you know.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah, you're right, it could have been. But yeah, apart from what Osscar just said, you know, everything points towards. But then, how the fuck did he? Yeah, zipping it up and locking it yourself without fingerprints. That is like, you know, that is basically fucking impossible.
Absolutely impossible. I don't know how people are like debating this. I feel like I'm going crazy. There's no way he could have done that himself. If that is the right facts, that it was padlocked shut.
Actually, and I'll just pause for 1 second and say, okay. You know, the concept that it was a solo set is fucking ridiculous. Actually, fucking stupid. And like, what the hell are you even talking about? If it was his fingerprints would be on there then. Like, he's not going to sit there and try and like wipe away his fingerprints thinking, oh, if I die, someone might fucking find my fingerprints.
They'd be on the bath. And
that's
stuff,
ridiculous. Yeah, they'd be on the bath. That is, you know, that's so stupid. Why'd you bring that up? That's such a stupid theory. I know.
It's not my fault. It's not a theory either. It's
fucking
what
the Met Police. Anyone had to just turn around for 1 second and just be like, guys, what are you talking about?
That was the Met Police. The Met Police review. That's what they came up with.
That is so dumb. Okay, I've lost respect for the Met Police now.
Osscar, what's your leading kind of theory?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know
about we go.
You know, this spy stuff, but it's got to be someone else. There's no way it was him. So Yeah, just any other person that wanted to kill him. Probably similar to Rolf. But
Yep.
I don't think he did it himself. Well, it's impossible, so yeah.
Okay, nice. We're going to take a little break there. When we get back, we're going to look there's 3 kind of main theories. We've touched upon them a little bit, but I'll go through them, get to discuss, and then get your final thoughts. All right. See you after the break. And welcome back to the podcast. Hope you had a nice coffee, tea break, a little snack, whatever takes your fancy. Something funny, mate?
Yeah, well, that's funny.
I was just imagining the podcast. I was just here like, and we'll be back after the break. And we're back. Hopefully, it's time for a scene.
Well, we're back, guys. That's how we do it. That's how we roll.
Well, when we've got sponsors and stuff, then it'll be like 3-minute ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So usually you might have, clued onto this, but this is where usually Reese's Food Corner comes into play. But I don't have a Reese's Food Corner today. So we have instead, which me and Rolf are quite excited for, actually. I actually am, yes. We have Oscar's moan of the week.
Well, it's not a moan. It's just things that I think people should consider when they go.
So Oscar,
he's really moaning.
He's a bit of a moany guy. He likes to moan about everything.
No, I'm not a moaner. It's just we need it.
He's not a moaner, but he's about to do 2 minutes of moaning.
We've been thinking about having a segment so that when Reese is his episode, because then it's Reese, and then him doing Food Corner, and then Reese again. So I think it'd be quite good to have something else. So I've been trying to come up with things that I can.
So Oscar, take it away. He's gonna.
Well, I was between 2 things: whether to just have a moan or to come up with an interesting fact. But these guys
just come up with a moan.
There are quite a lot of things that annoy me. But I'll do my first one. It's quite tame, but so it's when you're driving, which is why I didn't, it's why not because you were stupid, but
thanks.
So it's when you're driving and then there's like a crossing with traffic lights ahead, and like the road is either the road is completely empty and you sort of see someone, the crossing you can see it's like 150 meters away, and someone's just on their phone and they're about to cross the road. And they don't look, they just push the button and then look up and they're like, oh, there's no cars. And then they cross. And then by the time I get to the traffic lights, the traffic light is red. And for absolutely no reason, I'm waiting there for absolutely nothing. Do you get that, Nick?
That is, I can't think of a single time that's ever happened to me.
Oh, you are joking.
But I do that all the time. Like I press the button.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's just such it's such basic human thinking. It's just like, oh, if I click this button, I can cross. But if people are on their phone, they click the button, they look, there's a red man, and then they're like, oh,
surprise me about you, Rolf, because you have no consideration for any
No.
people's
In
time.
all fairness, a lot of times I'll like get to a crossing, I'll see there's no cars and I'll go. But sometimes I like walk to a crossing. No, sometimes I'll walk to a crossing, right, and I'll see like a car coming or something. So I'll press the button and then the car will go past and there's no cars after it. So I just walk across.
Yeah, no, you see that? You're doing it completely wrong. What I do and what everyone else in the world should do is before you push the button, you just look down, up and down the road. If there's one car coming and no more, just don't push the button. Just wait for the car to go.
Yeah, but what if though, Oscar? No, but what if
it's the exact same?
No, but what if, Oscar? What if? Because outside my house, right, there's a crossing, and it's quite a busy road, and where the crossing is, literally, there's a corner.
That's fine.
I can't see the cars coming.
I'm like,
oh well, all right. There's no cars, but like one's just gone past. I press the button. I'm like, oh. Sometimes it does happen. I'll cross, and then.
Yeah, that's fine. But what I'm saying is people can just use a little bit of their brain and it can save other people so much time.
No, you're right. And what I was describing, like not most of the time, I'm just doing the right thing where you see a car coming, you wait, let the car go across. But sometimes when you're not really concentrating, like you walk over, press the button, be like, oh fuck it, okay, cool.
I mean, if it's a kid,
and then you'll walk, and then you'll get to the side of the road, and then you'll see that go red, and you'll see all the cars stopping. You're like, oh.
yeah, it's like fucking 10 people wasting a minute of their life because you can't look.
Yeah,
it's just so inconsiderate. And I mean, the worst is when someone even looks and they see it's free, and then they just push it anyway, and they just cross the road. It's just absolutely useless.
Oscar, but when you don't know, when you can't see how many cars are coming.
Yeah,
when there's like 5 cars like coming, and you just can't see when it stops. I press it immediately because I don't know when
if you're thinking, but then if this could be long.
As soon as I press it, all those fast cars go and there's no behind them, I'll cross the road. I'm not going to wait there for it to go red just so I can feel
Osscar.
validated.
Yeah.
Osscar, you should move to Germany, because in Germany, it's very looked down upon if you're at a crossing and you just go without pressing the button. They will always press the button.
What? No, that's
Wait.
that's so much stupider.
Well,
Because then
no,
you're
no,
Why is that looked down upon?
I don't know. It's just a German thing. They're
Who
weird.
looks down
So-
upon that?
So they will press the button, and even if there's no car, they'll press the button, wait for the green man, and then
Is that
they'll
because
go.
Well, that's like
jaywalking?
jaywalking,
Yeah,
yeah.
is that because jaywalking's illegal? Which I think is stupid.
It
Well, no, I
might
can kind
be.
of understand.
I don't know. But that's the thing.
But that's
like,
obviously what you have to do in America.
that's what they do in Germany.
Is jaywalking like, even if it's like no cars on like a single street, you can't cross the road?
I don't know the details, but I know in America,
I
yeah,
don't know.
if you get to a road, you can't cross it unless you
Yeah,
cross
it
a
is.
traffic
I mean, I
light.
can
In
understand-
most places, I would have
I
thought.
can understand in like New York, but if it's like a quiet road,
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
maybe
don't
it's
know.
like
I don't know.
city based or
I
something.
mean, jaywalking is one of those things where, like,
jaywalk.
I think a lot of Americans do it, but they just don't get caught.
Yeah, it's like cycling on the pavement.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm.
Well, that was a good little moan, Osscar.
Yeah, almost got me started on another one that just popped into my head, but
right,
I'll
we'll save that. So we're branching out a little bit. We'll have Oscar's moan, my food corner.
Well, let us know.
Probably,
if you want.
yeah,
anything.
let us know. I was thinking Rolf really wants to do a segment where he gives advice on how to get chicks. So if you want,
That's a joke, Osscar. And I didn't say
Is
it. I
it?
didn't even say that. He's just
Is
made
it a
that up.
joke?
He's made it up out of nowhere.
I don't know.
I hope he made it up.
So that's what he wants to do.
He's
So
single.
tell us.
I was going to go for Rolf's rants, but Oscar's doing Oscar's moans, so I don't know. If I can
So he's
do
going to do Rolf's pickup lines or something. I don't know. Yeah. So let us know what you think. But I'm going to get back straight into it, really. So obviously we have Gareth Williams. He's been found in a bag. He is dead. Okay. He is being working for the MI6 on loan from the, what was it? The
GCHQ.
That's it. Yep. Thank you.
it's like
GCHQ. He's a math genius. He's a code breaker. Cyber analyst. He's great. Great at his job, whatever. So the first theory of what happened to Gareth Williams was that it was a MI6 GCHQ internal cover-up. So the premise is that Williams uncovered something that he shouldn't have, and then was killed in an operation, or was killed in an operation gone wrong, prompting a professional state cleanup to protect national security. Because remember, the Met Police did come out and say that this was a solo sex act that had gone awry. So
that would be in line with they've told the police to say that.
Yeah. So there's some things to kind of support this. First of all, you might remember I did mention at the start that the MI6 complete failure to report their star analyst missing for over a week. So they didn't report it for over a week that he was missing, which is quite alarming for someone like the MI6. If when your top analyst is missing for a week and you don't report it, or so despite him missing high-level meetings, it's highly irregular, and that also fact allowed the body to decompose, destroying vital toxicology evidence.
Does surprise me that it was like if someone doesn't come to work on one day, you might be like, okay, maybe they're up to. The next day, you're going to be like calling them, like, where are you? The third day, you're definitely not going to do it. But I don't know what how it works there.
You're working for the MI6.
Yeah,
that's. I think even one day they might go, "What's up? What's going on?" kind of thing. And the fact that scientists have said that, like, if the body was found, a couple of days earlier, they could have found a lot more evidence on the body. And then also, of course, the lack of fingerprints or DNA from Williams on the external padlock, bathroom, or the bag zipper suggests a professional cleanup that
Mm.
the MI6 would be capable of doing because they're secret intelligence. They know what to do. And the fact that the heating was turned up high during a warm August, accelerating the decomposition to raise DNA. And this was a intelligent tradecraft, apparently, that was well known in the intelligence circle to get rid of DNA and chemical traces.
Yeah, it sounds like
bodies.
something that someone knew what to do. It
Yeah.
looked like a very well done job. Well, I didn't see it,
Yes.
but it sounds like
Yes.
it.
There's two kind of main cons to this theory.
Yeah.
Do you know one?
Yeah,
con?
one, and this is the reason why this is absolute bollocks, and there's no way it was a cover-up job that the MI6 did themselves. Why the hell would they get rid of the fingerprints? They're trying to set this up as a lone sex act. They would have, if they were going to set this up as a lone sex act, obviously they would have put the fingerprints on the bathtub. They would have put the fingerprints on the padlock, on the zip thing, and everything like that. That wasn't present. So
That's true.
completely goes against their story.
Perhaps they did, and they
and
messed
that's
up.
stupid.
And
But there could maybe his fingerprints were where his fingerprints was also cross contaminated with someone else's fingerprints.
so they had to cover it up.
They had to get rid of his fingerprints.
Was there to get rid of all the fingerprints?
Yeah, they had to get rid of all DNA, maybe.
Also, at this time, was DNA already being used consistently, or was it just coming in? Maybe they didn't really.
No, this has been used for a while now.
Yeah, it's been used for a while.
Okay,
2010, yeah, consistent, yeah.
So
okay, now you say that, and yeah, maybe, but then like these guys are professionals, and that'd be a really shoddy job, in my opinion, to fuck that up. Just wear gloves.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay. The kind of main one really is the fact that this was an MI6 owned flat. Okay. The fact that it's owned by the MI6 creates a real high risk scandal for the agency if anything does come out, and kind of links them almost to it a little bit.
Well, yeah, completely.
If they wanted him gone, a lot of people say they just would stage an accident outside the flat, which would be far less suspicious.
No, exactly. Yeah.
So that's kind of the biggest.
The way I see it is
one.
there's many more ways for him to die that don't. I mean, the fact that people are saying, "Oh, maybe it was the MI6." I mean, it's a weird fucking way. And what you said about the intelligence, it's a well-known intelligence fact that you can turn the heating up to decompose body. Yeah, it's a well-known everyone fact that you can turn up the heating to decompose a body faster.
Yeah, it's just
obvious.
That's
not some inside MI6 secret. No, that's pretty fucking.
I think it's just another party.
If someone asked me to get rid of a body, and all I had was a flat and a bag, I put them in the bag and probably whack the heating up.
Yeah, true. It was just like an extra thing. It's just a known tactic that MI6 kind of use. So
yeah,
it's probably just a different party. So, I don't know, someone else.
Yeah. So do you like that kind of theory, or what do you think?
No, I think it's a terrible theory.
What, the MI6 theory?
Yeah, MI6 theory.
Yeah, I don't think it would have been MI6, to be honest.
Also, there's telling the Met Police that that's risky as well. Like in terms of like somewhere along those chains, there's going to be, if the MI6 is phone like tell people that this is what happened. Oof.
Okay.
I always think people are too quick to assume or to guess that it's like an inside job, because I always think like it only takes like one person to leak it. Like there's so many parties involved that have got to keep it undercover. And surely like even like just one person who's like maybe on their deathbed or something, who's got like dementia, like they can leak it, but none of that happens. But I think it's someone else.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously you kind of alluded to that. The second big theory is that it was a foreign intelligence hit. They believe this theory believes that there's a Russian connection to be said there. So Williams was, he was quite high level, and he was, very clever, top kind of genius in his field. And Russian surveillance would probably know about him. due to, because I mean he wasn't always working at MI6, so he wasn't secret like what he did kind of thing. So yeah, so and it was reportedly that Williams had been looking into Russian laundering networks in London shortly before his death, and he was working. Before his death, he was also working on a cutting-edge financial tracking and cybersecurity. So they believe that he was, creating this cutting-edge financial cybersecurity thing, and was then looking into the Russians' money laundering in London. And obviously, they don't want that because that's a lot of money lost for them. And they believe that they can't rule out. So expert pathologists said that they cannot rule out that a fast-acting, untraceable nerve agent or poison that paralyzed Williams before he was placed in the bag, which later evaporated due to decomposition. So, and the Russians, like you said, Nick, earlier, we've seen evidence that they will use nerve agents.
Yeah, they like poison and stuff, don't they?
They like poison and nerve agents. Yeah, they did it in Salisbury to that guy. So, yeah, they look like they might do.
That
And
seems
also,
way more
yeah,
plausible to
and
me.
also the Russians. Just one more point: the Russian agencies, like Russia's GRU or SVR, have a documented history of staging deaths to look like sexual misadventures
There we
or
go.
suicides to embarrass the victim's agency and deter investigation.
Well, that's what I was also thinking in terms of deterring investigation. If you're in MI6 as well, if you're in MI6 and you're looking into this stuff, and this happens to your coworker that's looking into all this stuff, what bigger signal to you that this is dangerous to be dealing with than that happening to your coworker? So it's a signal to everyone who's working on this stuff. Like, if you keep working on this stuff, we might try and kill you, basically.
Yeah.
Which is a big deterrent. I would find that quite a deterrent.
Yeah, I would as well. Yeah, that sounds good to me, to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't really know what to say. That's cool.
I mean, so there are some cons to this. Can you think of any?
Let me think of a con.
I mean, I guess there's no evidence.
Ding, 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 ding. It's Osscar.
Well, okay, yeah, I guess.
Easy.
Yeah, and the other thing of why didn't the MI6 look into him, try and contact him before? But then again, that's we don't know why they wouldn't have. Their
but
reasons.
Oscar's kind of on there.
There's no evidence. Yeah, but
no, but so the facts, it links to that evidence thing. So the fact that there was no evidence of infiltration to this, there was no
Yeah, but he could have been done outside, and then they just got his keys and went in.
Maybe,
but I don't know how they would know where he lived.
This remember though, this is a MI6, flat. Okay.
Yeah, but is it just an MI6 owned flat?
It's an own flat, but it has
doubt
secure.
It has iron doors or something. I think it's probably.
It doesn't have iron doors. I'm not
flat.
saying that, but it has CCTV and stuff, and there was nothing caught.
But what did the CCTV show? Probably not inside the room, I guess. Not
inside the room, but CCTV outside the building and stuff, and there was nothing, and there was
also,
and a single shred of foreign DNA. It was it'd be an imperfect execution.
Yeah, but it could be a good job.
It could be a good job. Yeah,
and when you say the CCTV, did the CCTV show him bringing in the suitcase? Do we know where the suitcase came from?
I think it's his. It's not a suitcase. It's like a duffel bag, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, fine.
It's basically your bag. It's the same brand, North Face, but an extra large one.
Yeah. So yeah, I see what you mean. So no, the CCTV didn't show anyone coming in.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
How did they get into the building then?
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's kind of really it for that one. Cons really. And then this one I don't really like. Some people say that it's really, it's very rare for a foreign power to assassinate an intelligence officer on home soil, but we see it
literally happen in Salisbury.
Yeah, exactly. It's Salisbury.
Yeah.
Salisbury.
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 Yeah.
It happened to Alexander Litvinenko. And so there's been cases that this has happened, and it's not unlike the Russians to do something ballsy as something like this. And then, obviously, last theory, I don't think you boys really liked it too much, but it was the tragic kink accident that we've gone through. So, obviously, kind of the big pros for this are that the apartment was completely secure from inside. There was absolutely no signs of forced entry, no signs of violent struggle on his body, and no defensive wounds. So this is a prior behavior. The inquest revealed that during a previous tenancy, a landlord had to rescue Williams after hearing him crying for help, finding him tied to a bedpost in his underwear, proving a historical interest in solo bondage / escape.
That is
Okay.
interesting.
Right, so he was what? He just chained himself to a bed.
Oh, do you do that on the regular? Do you?
No.
Yeah.
No.
How basic. God, he needs to level up.
I'm just saying that's a fucking far cry from.
Well,
putting
maybe
yourself in a
maybe
suitcase
that was
and
his,
locking the suitcase.
maybe he's done other stuff. I don't know. And
But
yeah,
kind of
mm.
think he's Houdini.
I just don't know how the padlocks just. I
yeah,
can't
the
fathom
whole. So yeah, the
What's
key to the padlock being found directly underneath William's body inside the bag, is.
Yeah, but then
kind of
you don't
ridiculous.
need the key to lock some padlocks, do you?
This one had a key.
Yeah, but as in it needed the key in it to lock it.
Yeah.
Oscar's right. Are you sure it needed the key in it? Because every padlock I've ever known, you don't need to use the key to lock it.
There are some, I think, where you have to push down and then the key comes out. Otherwise, it doesn't come out.
When you have a padlock, you go and it locks.
Yeah, most of them do.
And then you get a key and you unlock it.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure there are some where you put the key in, turn it, and then the key doesn't come out until it's
I think they're
down.
saying that this was like the key was there for if you panicked and wanted to escape, but then sitting on the key made it physically impossible to deploy.
But how did he? But the lock padlock is outside the bag.
Well, this is what I'm struggling with.
Yeah, I know.
It's impossible unless.
So what do you mean? The key was there if you wanted to escape? I don't understand. How does he unlock it? How does
he lock it? That's what I'm confused about. Unless he rolled it against the bath and you have to be at the perfect angle.
Also, it's just a bit odd that he did it in the bath as well. Like, why in the bath? What reason? And why would he whack the heating up if that was the case?
I think the lock was actually an inside bag. Sorry.
Oh, it was inside that. Well, that changes
everything.
That changes everything.
I'm so sorry. I got that wrong in my notes.
Well, if it's inside the bag, then it had to be him.
But there was no DNA on the lock itself.
But he was touching it the whole time, wasn't he? As in, he was in the bag, so
there was no DNA found on it. There was his fingerprints and DNA should be on the lock, but there was no.
I'm changing everything. I think it was his kink, and he just locked himself in his bag.
Yeah, same.
But how do you explain the lack of DNA?
Because the heating.
The heating kills the DNA.
Well, I don't know. That's what you kind of alluded to.
No, that's like the body decomposing. It just made it hard on the body to.
So the lock was inside. That changes
everything. If the lock
everything,
is inside,
mate.
he would have to lock it himself. This is just done instead of him it being impossible.
Let me double check.
So Houdini and whoever, they couldn't lock themselves in, is what they tried to do, and they couldn't padlock it.
Yeah.
Maybe they should have had 401 tries. Maybe they didn't try enough.
Maybe they didn't try enough.
It must be inside, otherwise...
It must be outside.
No, inside, I think it must be.
It's outside.
As in the story, it must be inside, I think. Otherwise, the other theories wouldn't make sense.
I think I did get it right.
That's what it is outside.
I would have thought it was outside.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it makes more of a story. Does it make it more of a story if it's inside? I can see why they got the theory of the sex stuff if it was inside. If it was outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was
it was
what?
faster than the outside. Sorry,
Oh,
I did get it right.
outside.
Yeah.
I'm sticking.
I double questioned myself. So
That's
I got my
fine.
notes wrong there. My bad, viewers. Yeah, no, but the key was inside. That was.
Yeah, okay, yeah, someone else then. Russian.
I mistyped, and I was like confused myself.
Sorry.
So yeah, there was lock. The lock was outside. The key
Sorry,
was
Gareth.
under him, outside.
Okay,
Inside,
then no, completely.
someone
It
else,
wasn't
someone
him.
else. Yeah,
Okay. So
100%.
yeah, those are the main theories.
Also found fragments of other people's DNA, Reese. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah,
but
two inconclusive.
They were inconclusive though.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they weren't there. It just means you can't. It wasn't 100%. So inconclusive is conclusive for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of all I've got really. I like to think I'll go for you guys first. So what do you guys think? Osscar, let's go with you.
Yeah, Russians killed him, bagged him, wiped it all up.
Wiped it up. Okay.
Yeah.
How did it get into the flat?
Either sort of gunpoint with threats, something along those lines, or they just somehow got in. They did it somewhere else. They got in and didn't get caught on the CCTV, or maybe the CCTV was not, I don't know, working properly, or yeah. Maybe they were guests in that same block of flats.
Maybe,
and they just went.
maybe they were like.
I think there's ways to get in.
Yeah,
if they wanted to.
Yeah, there could be lots of different ways, like maybe a back way or something.
Yeah,
that's not. Yeah. Rolf, what do you think?
Yeah, I'd be interested. I mean, I think a lot of it depends on the intricacies of how you can actually get into this room and where the CCTV is, because obviously the CCTV.
I think the CCTV, from my knowledge, is, I'm not 100% sure, but from my knowledge, is just like on the street. So there's like, it's not like 100% secure that they could get past it. Maybe it's just like street CCTV.
Well, if it's just street CCTV, then I can see lots of ways they could have gone through a different
I think it's street
door.
CCTV around the building.
Yeah. I mean, they could have been. Yeah, it could have been spies that live in the building. Because I mean, this is also, I mean, is this a flat in a flat block?
I don't know actually.
Because if it's a MI6 owned room in a flat block, then the Russian could easily have their own room in that flat block, which obviously they do, so they can be near the spies.
That's true. That's a good point.
Don't know if they did, but I wouldn't.
I think it's got to be a block. That's what a flat is kind of defined as, right?
Well, if it's a small flat block, then maybe MI6 owns it. I don't
know. I don't know actually that information.
Well, anyway,
either way, I think Russians, definitely the Russians.
Hell yeah.
My opinion hasn't changed since I was 10.
Yeah. You thought it was the Russians when you were 10 years old?
Yeah. That's all I knew.
Yeah, I think it is probably Russians. Yeah, he pissed them off, and they killed him.
Yeah,
I do quite like the idea of the nerve ending poison thing.
Yeah, same.
They love them doing those poisons.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much been the death of Gareth Williams.
That's another case solved.
Another case solved by the Peckish for Answers team. But yeah, I've been your host, Reese. Hope you enjoyed. Who's hosting next?
I'm hosting next.
It's Rolf hosting next. Do you know what you're doing yet, or?
I've got a few different ideas, but I haven't decided for sure, so I'm going to leave it as uncertain.
Okay, a little mystery, yeah.
All right,
it'll be a mystery. I look forward to it.
And if anyone has any viewers that want us to cover a certain mystery or anything, then let us know.
Leave in the comments.
Yeah,
definitely leave in the comments. We're up for suggestions. We're always up for suggestions. But yeah, thank you. We'll see you next time, where Rolf will give you some dating tips.
All right.
Say bye, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, Nick, because they don't see a wave. Yeah.